Hello YouTube! This is Edmonkey and welcome to one of my emblems. It is actually an emblem I've already done. It is the sexy lip licking, and it's got quite a few views, and a few people have been saying it's too fast to the original. So what I've decided to do, it's too many people saying it, so I've made a slower version. This is pretty much real time, and this will talk you through each shape. Now the first shape we use here is layer 3. And now this is going to be a round, square and white, and you want it just like I put it in the middle of the screen, just below actually the middle. It's just going over the middle line and kind of 3 squares down. Then the next shape you're going to use is layer 7. Now this is a smile outline and you want this black. Now the key to this one is just getting the 2 points of the smile outline in the 2 squares underneath the middle line of the grid, like so, like I will do. Now I shall talk you through each of these shapes, and there might be breaks in between when I stop talking, but because it's a long video, it's about 12 minutes long, and there's only so much I can say about shapes. So we're going to do layer 16. Now we're going to make a copy of layer 7, and we're just going to turn it round, and what you want to do is meet the 2 points of the 2 smile outlines to make that kind of mouth shape or eye shape kind of shape that I'm going for. This is what I'm doing, because it is a mouth, so you want it to be a mouth shape. So you just want to go meet the points like I do there. Right, so we move on to layer 6. And layer 6 is going to be a curved line. And you're going to bend this curved line around the top of the smile outline. This is where this one is going. And you just kind of want to follow it. And you want to kind of overlap it a little bit on either side. I'll quickly tell you the colour as well. The curved line is red number 4. Now we go from the top of the list of the colours down to the number down. So it's just basically number 4 down on the list. So you just want to do that like I've done there. Then the next shape we have is layer 17. Now layer 17 again is another curved line. And you're kind of doing the same as you did on the top layer. But you kind of want to bring this one in a bit. It's a bit smaller. Well, it's a bit thicker, I'd say. But you kind of here, just follow the line like I did and kind of put that one in. The other one overlaps out, and the other one, this one laps inwards. So there we go. Next shape we're going to do is going to be layer 9, and now this is going to be the tongue, and this shape will be used to make the tongue. And what you want to do with this is you are squishing it down a bit to make it a little wider, like I do here. And the colour of this one is going to be pink number 3. Now pink is the second from the right hand side of the colour column. And as you saw there, I flipped it, because what you want to do is the rounded edge, it's sometimes a bit hard to see, but there is a rounded edge to it, and that has to be the inside of the mouth, and the flat edge is just going off the corner where the white of the teeth is, and just line it up like me. It doesn't have to be exact, because I shall show you the comparison from the first one I did and this one I did, because this is a redo basically, so just so I can show you. And the tongue isn't exactly the same shape, but it's close enough, and it looks pretty good. I mean, they both look damn good, so who cares, you know? They don't have to be the exact same shape as mine, just do like I do. So the next shape we get here is the mane. Now this is layer 12, and you're going to want this to be pink number 6, pink number 6 from the top, that is, which is like a light pink. And you want the curved bit at the point end, like I've just done there, flipped it round, to be touching the top of the tongue, and then you want the thicker end of that to be touching the bottom, and you want to fatten this up. It's got to be like a fattened shape, so you need to freestyle it and stretch it out a bit, and you just put the bottom corner to this. This might take a little fiddling like I'm doing here, because I'm fiddling a bit here trying to do this. And you want, look, that bottom corner to be touching the smile outline, and the top corner just to be touching the top of the tongue, and that's the key to it really. And once you get that, then it should look alright, because you want that nice little curve to look like the tongue licking round onto the lip like it does. So the next shape we use is going to be layer 11, and it's going to be the quarter circle shape, and you want this to be pink number 3, same colour as the tongue, because you want it to be blending in with the tongue. Now you want this at the bottom of your mane, just to be curving round, and you want it going into your tongue like so, like I've done there. And you want, what you're looking for is that like point at the bottom of the tongue where the white is, where it's almost like a triangle, because this is where the indentation of the bottom of your tongue will be, and that's what you're going to be looking for. So I move the tongue a little bit here just to change the shape. Now I've moved this in, and you might have to do this yourself, you might not. And it's just to try and get that point at the bottom as I was talking about. And I also moved the mane a little bit just to line it up to how I would want it. It's not a major move, it's just a little tweak. I think I'll make it a tiny bit smaller. I think that's all I did. So next we have is layer 14. Now this is going to be the smile outline, and it's going to be black. Now this is for the indentation in the bottom of your tongue. Now how you want to do this is you want the thicker part of the smile outline to be kind of between the bottom of your tongue and the smile outline of the bottom lip, and you want that line to curve round into the middle, just following that little triangle bit that I told you about, like so. Now it takes a little fiddling because you've got to just, you know, squish it up and stuff like I'm doing here, but once you get it, you know, it'll sit nicely. You'll see. You just got to look at it, you know, and if it looks right, then it is right. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine, like I said for the other shapes. I mean, it just has to look right to your picture. So I moved the tongue a little bit again here, just to make it a little bigger, just to make that point more accentuated at the bottom, like so. Next shape we go on to is going to be layer 13. Now the shape this is a half column, like so. Now this is a little tricky because this shape is actually defining the shape of your tongue on the right hand side, the curve of your tongue. Now you want to do it so it's small enough that you're not going to see it through the mouth, but I mean it shouldn't make too much difference because you're going to put layers on top of it, and then you just want it kind of following down, following the smile outline for the bottom lip, and you just want to cover up that little white spot there and basically make the shape of the tongue like I'm here. And it doesn't have to be again exactly the same, it just has to look right on your picture. Just line it up how you would like. So the next shape we have is going to be layer 10, and this is the bike ramp. Now the bike ramp is going to be pink number 2, and this is just to put a bit of dark shadow on top of the tongue because it's kind of being inside of the mouth, so it just looks a bit darker in there. That's all it is. Now I do move this a little later when I put the teeth in, so I mean don't have to fiddle around too much with it. Just try and put it where I've put it here. And just line it up. It's again, this is what you're going for. You want to follow the curve of the tongue. It's all about the curve. If it looks right, it's like the flow of it. You've got to follow all the shapes. Kind of got to be going the same way. So the next shape we use is going to be layer 5, and it's going to be half a shuriken, and you're going to want to make this black. Now I squeeze this in a little bit as I move it up here at the top, as you can see, so that you get a little bit coming up for the next tooth, and you have the middle line going up the middle. Now it's not exactly the middle of the mouth because then you wouldn't see it because the tongue's in the way, but you want to just so you can see that little line. It's just define the teeth, and then I just make the white a bit bigger just to fill the gap because I think I might have made this mouth slightly bigger than the original, so I've just made the white slightly bigger like so, and then I move the shuriken around a little bit more just to put it in line. Now we're going to do, what are we doing, layer 6. I'll just move layer 6, yeah, that's what I was doing there, just to cover up that white spot, because as you noticed in the top left hand corner there was a little bit of white showing, so I just wanted to cover up that gap. So that's what I did, move that. The next layer we're going to do is layer 4. Now this is going to be the armchair, and it's going to be black. Now what you want to do is you want to get the rounded part of the armchair to make the tooth shape. Now so the right point of it, the top corner, will be just touching the bottom of your shuriken, and it should give you a nice rounded shape. I do now move layer 10 down, which is the bike ramp, because it was actually pointing into my tooth, and I didn't like that. And I just make layer 12 a little, move that down as well, so you can still see the dark shadow of the tongue. And I mean, you just got to have the little fiddle when you put shapes in. Sometimes you'll have to move shapes, and there we go. So just move those a little bit down. Next we go on to layer 2. Now layer 2 is going to be a mane again, and you want to make this, is going to be red 5. Now this is the main part of your lips now, but I actually don't make it red 5 yet, because what I find out here when I put this in is that I can't seem to get the shape right, and I'm fiddling around with it. I'm thinking, why can't I get this shape right? And it's basically because what I've done is I've made the curve line at the bottom slightly too big, because I want to get like a little line of the other red coming down to the shape of the lip, So I just have to shrink down the bottom curve line a little bit. You may have to do this, you may not. I mean, it depends how big you made your curve line. And I delete the main. Don't know why I deleted it. I could have probably just reshaped it, but I just decided I'm going to start it from the beginning. It is the main again. So we're going to flip it round like I do again. And we're just going to stick it so the pointed end just goes off the page a little bit. And you go in over about 2 squares over for the other side like that. And you just want to leave a nice little line going down bottom of this lighter shade of red, because this is going to be red 5 like I said. So if you just do that, you should be alright. Now I'm fiddling around a bit here myself, so let's see what colour. Yeah, 5 red. That's it, done. Come on. Yes, pick the colour. What am I doing? I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking, oh, is that the colour? Is that the right colour? Yeah, that's the right colour. So I think what confused me here is because these aren't dark enough. Now what I do is I change the 2 curve line colours from red 4 it was to red 3, and you're just going to change both of those like so, because the colour wasn't dark enough. Then we're going on to layer 18. Now this again is going to be a main, and it's going to be red 5, because it is going to be the other side of your lip, and you're just going to put it in like so. And now this one goes over the top, you see, of the curved line, and that's how you get your shadows of the light on the bottom of the lip and so. And again, you're going to want to make this one isn't going past the middle line, but the point is going off the screen again like so, and you just want to line it up to make it look alright, and a nice line at the bottom. But it's not going to matter too much because you are putting a bit more shadow at the bottom, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to get that nice rounded line at the bottom. Then you make another copy of this for layer 19, and I just flip it round, and we're going to kind of join the points to make the shape of the mouth like so. Now you're going to probably have to shrink this down a little bit, because it won't fit. It will be too big from the bottom shape, and you just want to kind of put the top point in just off the middle line, and this kind of centers it for you, because this will be where your lip dips in the middle at the top like so, and you just put that like I did there. Then I just move the bottom mouth part again, the main, and then I get layer 19 again, and we're just going to make a copy of this for layer 20, and we're going to stick that there. Now this will be the other side of the top of the lip like so, and again you're going to just want to make it so that you get that middle part like I did there. And I will be moving main number 19 again, layer 19. So I mean, even saying this is going to be quite complicated, but you just want to fiddle around with the shape to get that right shape like I do there. I mean, you don't again have to be exact as mine, but it just has to look right on your screen. So look here, I'll just move the shape a little bit just to get that right. You see how it meets in the middle and gives you that nice little shape? That's what you're looking for at the top. It's like a triangle bit again. So the next shape we go to is going to be layer 26. And now this is a quarter circle. It is going to be red colour number 1. And what again here, you're looking to put it at the bottom just to cover up that shape of the lip, and it just makes it seem more rounded. And you just want to leave a little on your left hand side there of the red showing, so it looks more like the shadow like so. Then we go to layer 15. Now this is going to be a flag of breeze, and it's going to be red colour number 3. Now this is a little tricky shape to get into things, because you just want to kind of cover up this gap, and because it's red number 3, it's the darker colour, so you want it kind of lining up with the bottom. This is why I'm going to end up moving layer 17 a little bit, just to adjust the shape, and you just want to get the shape right of the mouth like I do here, and it's just fiddling around to keep distorting it, you know, freestyle, making it bigger and stuff like I did there. And I just, look, here we go, this is moving layer 17 just a little bit, just to kind of line it up, just so you're not seeing any more of the white and stuff like that. So right, the next shape we go on to is layer 8, and this is going to be a full circle, and we will be stretching this out to make it more long than round so much. It's more like eye shape. I can't think of the word now for the shape. And you're going to make that red number 5, the same as the top of your lip, and you're just going to stick that there to cover up the other side. And I like how the rounded shape looks, because it looks like the light shining on. It's just that kind of arty look when you have the rounded shape like so. And then I just make it layer 6 a little bigger again, just to cover up the gap at the top and a little gap there, because that's all you're doing. I mean, you might have to adjust them yourself, you might have it perfect already, you may not have to do that. I just moved a little bit. So then we go to layer 22, and again this is going to be a full circle, and we want this red number 5 again. And at the two, to make it less looking square, more rounded and more voluptuous, I suppose is the word for the mouth, you're going to make another circle here just on the corner of her mouth, like so. And then you're going to make a copy of that for layer 23 and just make it a little smaller on the right hand side of the mouth and squeeze it a little bit. I'll just squish it a little bit because you want to leave a bit of the dark coming up into the middle, but like so. And I'll just move this a little bit again just to make the shape right. And then you make a copy of layer 23 for layer 24, which is another circle, and now I'll put it up here at the top so you can see it, and I'll just squish and pull it out a little bit and then move it into place like so, just to put a bit more light into that corner like that. Then we make another copy for layer 27, right, which is a copy of layer 24, and you're just going to make that red number 3 again. Oh, not again, this is going to be red number 3 this time, I mean, because it's a darker red, and you want to kind of just link it again up with the curved line and just cover over a bit of that quarter line just to put a bit more shadow in, like so. So the next shape we're going to be doing is going to be a flag with no wind, and this is going to be layer 28. And you want to flip this round, and you want the point of it just going to the corner of your mouth so it looks like the shadow of the inside of your mouth, you know, like the lips pressing in. And this, like I said, is going to be red number 3. I think I've already said that. Like so, and you just want to fiddle around with that shape to get it right, and you want a bit of light coming in so it's still shining on, but just kind of copy it or make it look right. You can try and copy as much as you can to mine, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look right. That's the key. So we go to layer 25. Now this is going to be a main, and we're going to make this red number 1, so it's like super dark. This is the same colour as the bottom dark shade, and we're just going to stretch and pull this out and make it a lot thinner, because we're just going to put this again. You want to make this for the little corner shadow of the mouth, and it just gives it a bit more depth to the shape and just makes it look more 3D putting in the shadow like I do here. So like I said, just make it a lot, you're kind of making this thin and long, and you're just stretching it out like so, and I shall try and put the point into the corner like that. Then we have layer 21, and again you're going to use a main, and you're going to make this again red number 1, which is the dark red. And with this shape you're going to stretch it out again. Oh, I have to flip it round like you did there. And you're going to stretch it out again, and you kind of want to link it up with the quarter circle, I think that was, yeah, that's what it's called, quarter circle shape at the bottom. So this one's going to be slightly longer, and we're just going to stretch it out so that you get like almost like little points. So it just makes it look more rounded, because you're going for like rounded shapes. Because if a shape is rounded, you want to put curves into it, because that just makes it look more 3D. Because that's just how art goes, I suppose. I don't really know. I'm not an art teacher, I'm not going to explain that. So then we go to layer 29. Now this is going to be a smile outline again, and we're going to make this white. This is to put the shimmer onto your tongue. Now this is when it starts to look good now, because this is when you're going to put the light onto the picture, and it always looks good when you start putting light on. You just want to bend it round to the shape of the tongue just to make it look, and it also makes it look wet putting that shimmer on, because that's what we're going with, like so. So when I put it in place, are you going to put it in place? There we go. Now we go to layer 30. Now this is stick around, and you want to flip this round and you make it white, and you want these little 2 flicks here, and there's a few little dots just to make it look wet on the tongue, and the other bit is to put the like a shimmer on the lip. Now it's quite easy to get this. You just put fast hands on, use the shield, and put dead silent on. You can sneak around it, and it should be quite easy, because what you have to do is throw a tomahawk into someone to get this shape. So this is, the other shapes have been default, but this one, that's all you got to do with this. And you don't need to flip this side round. And again, you want to get those 2 little shapes that I stuck last time, the circle and the little kind of pointy bit. And again, you put a few more flecks on the tongue just to make it look, it looks like spit or a bit of wet, and then it looks like a bit of shimmer because she's licking it, because that's why the light will be hitting it. Next we do layer 32, and this is going to be a main, and this is going to be red 6. Now we haven't used this colour before, but it's just to put a bit of light onto the left hand side of the mouth, because obviously the dark, you have to put a bit of contrast, and it's just to put a shimmer, because obviously it makes it look more rounded on the left hand side. And like I said, this is going to be red number 6. Then the last layer is layer 1. When I get to it, oh come on, number 6, there we go. Now we'll move all the way to layer 1 when we get there, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Because this is in real time, it's really slow. So here we go, layer 1. Now this is Fury Kill, and you have to get 4 kills in a row to get this. That's not too hard, to be honest with you. So you should be able to get this shape. And if not, use a different skeleton skull. Because all you want is a nose. Flip it upside down, and you want the point of the nose to make like the indentation at the top of the mouth. And I use a brown number 3 for this, for my skin colour. You can use what you want. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that made it a lot easier for. This is Edmonkey. Please subscribe if you like this video. I have other emblems. Edmonkey out!